It's me, Renee. I'm back. And yeah, I hadn't really scheduled this until today. I kind of thought first to make just doing it, and then I thought I'm gonna schedule it because then I can put on the. I think like that's easier to do when you're doing on both YouTube and here. So yeah. But yeah. Today's my birthday. I turned 34 years old. Been 34 years on this rock we call Earth. I celebrated on Friday because some friends were busy later and whatnot, and also I feel like often it's kind of better to celebrate on the weekend, well, early on the weekend than like on a Sunday, which this time it's a Sunday, that's my birthday. But yeah, still, it's gonna be a nice day. What my plans are, right? I'm gonna be with you for a little while. And then I said I'm gonna go to town to go to town. I'm gonna go to a favorite restaurant of mine. They have it's a vegan place. They have so much good food there. And then after that, I'm going to see Masters of the Universe again. I actually saw it 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And honestly, I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go and see it again. It was just such a joy to see, and yeah, I want to rewatch it. I do very much. So yeah, and then yeah, after that, I'm gonna go home again and so yeah. Um, I don't know. Maybe you're curious as to what I read this weekend or whatnot, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. So yesterday I finished Do Your Worst by Rose Denon, which honestly I would say right now, Rosie Dunn is a new favorite author of mine. I've read two of her books. I read The Roommates, and I read this book. I have her werewolf book, but I haven't started it yet. I need to, yeah, I want to check it out. And yeah, it's just so fun. Okay, so The Roommate was a contemporary romance. This is urban fantasy with romance in it. And I just love it is set in a castle in Scotland that's cursed, and I just love that whole idea. It's just so fun. It's dual point of view. It's banter. It's enemies to lovers, which like enemies in contemporary world is kind of weird when you think about it, but also kind of works. And yeah, I love it. I suppose my only gripe with it would be kind of the illustration, because the book kind of talked about her Riley being a bit bigger and whatnot. And I suppose, yeah, she could have a big behind in that skirt, but it doesn't really look like it. But yeah, still a nice cover, and yeah, loved reading this book. It is spicy, so if you're not into spice, well, I suppose you could skip the spice scenes. But yeah, it's spicy at times. It is. And I also actually read Pet Free, which is a book that came out last year. For some reason, I was so sure it came out this year. No, turns out it came out last year because I always like to look in the inside before I start reading it. It's a non-fiction comic graphic novel. Graphic novel, maybe, yeah, about religion, but also about um, sexuality. So it talks about religions, different religions. It talks about leaders, democracy. It talks about sexuality. Yeah, it's a nice, quick read. I enjoyed it. I feel like maybe it's kind of more a book for like 10, 11-year-olds. But like for me, most of the stuff that I read in this book, I already knew. There was some stuff I didn't know, but most of it I did know. So I'm thinking I might give this to someone I know who are more in the age that this would work for. But yeah, it's still a very good book, I would say. So yeah. And then yesterday I went to the library again, as you do. I had ordered. Wish You Were Here by Elle McNichol. Uh, I mean, they had it like in, but I just kind of thought I'll just order it so I don't have to look for it. Sometimes, and I suppose I also order other stuff, so yeah. And I also got Ektepakten, which is a Swedish historical romance. I've actually, I think maybe twice, maybe thrice, at least twice, I have gotten this from a library and intended to read it and then just haven't. But I do generally want to read it, so I think maybe I'm gonna do it this time now. Yeah. And I suppose also you can say, why do you go to the library? Don't you have plan to finish books that you own? Yeah. But it's possible to go to the library as well, you know. So what I'm gonna read today, you might ask yourself. I kind of want to start this book, but then again, mood reader, don't quite know what I want to read. I might read Best of Luck by Kate Claiborne. I can't be wanting to looking at this book really. Uh, Something More by Jackie Khalil, which is a YA about a Palestinian Canadian who also has autism. So interesting read. And then we have this Lisa Kleypas book, Love in the Afternoon, and also Romantasy, which I'm gonna buddy read with Livia and maybe Alex, but at least Livia. So yeah, I don't know which I'm gonna pick up. It's gonna be one of these. And then next week, like, you didn't. Next week, like, you didn't read one of those. Well, it's one of those I want to read. Who knows what I will read? I mean, who knows? I don't. But yeah, it's sunny and nice outside. You know, maybe I'll put on sunscreen and go outside and read. I could do that, maybe. I could do that. Yeah, yeah. Let's see the chat. Yeah, it's just like open the subscribers, and yeah. No other chats are in the chats. I mean, this was kind of spontaneous. Amber said she wanted to join, but she had family visiting. I don't know when she had family visiting. She just said that she wanted family visiting today on Sunday, so I don't know when. But you know what? I'm gonna go in to the first sprints. Happy sprinting. Two things. I forgot to post about ChatGPT happening in 50 minutes, which was 50 minutes from now. And also, I just got a phone call from my sister, so I had to talk to her. So the ChatGPT got postponed. Sorry. And yeah, surprise, surprise. I've been sitting outside because it's so sunny and nice. It's just when it's sunny and nice, and you can just have a sun dress on. It's the best. It's the best. I mean, yes, sometimes also summer means mosquitoes and whatnot. But right where I'm sitting, there's no mosquitoes. There's some eagles who kind of are out about, but that's kind of it. And yeah, I mean, they don't really bother me that much. I ended up starting Love in the Afternoon by Lisa Kleypas. It's in the halfway series, and I did as you do that. I kind of put it on currently reading on Storygraph. Turns out it's the fifth book in the series, but also it's a romance, so it's not a series. It's a companion series. And also, I did actually start a halfway book like actually years ago before I read any other papers, and I remember DNFing it. I don't remember why. So yeah, and also reading romance book and romance series out of order doesn't really matter that much. I mean, sometimes there's small tidbits here and there that kind of Easter eggs and whatnot, but mostly, yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. And yeah, I'm liking it. So this seems to be the plot in this one is the main character Beatrix. She writes letters to a soldier in the war, but she writes them uh, under the name of someone else because her friend was supposed to correspond. Her friend doesn't want to correspond, and then she corresponds instead. So yeah, it was kind of like you got mail-ish story. Well, from one of the sides anyway. And yeah, I am enjoying it so far. Hmm. So yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see what happened in the chat. I know something's happened. We had Ailana drop by saying happy birthday, and then you're welcome. Yeah, I said thanks. I can jump over that one. And then to chat a bit soon. Oh, I did. Oh, yeah, because that's what I just said. Yeah. And then Ailana said, we'll read in 43 minutes. Nice. And that's where we are. But also kind of thinking because as I said, like I'm doing some sprints today. I mean, I'm here sprinting. I don't really plan to sprint that long today. Kind of want to sprint a bit. I am kind of feeling hungry, but like my plan is to do lunch in town. So yeah, and I'm feeling a bit hungry right now. So honestly, I feel like maybe I'm going to do one more sprint and then stop. So short sprinting. But I mean, that's up to me, isn't it? And of course, people can always drop by and watch this whenever they want to. So yeah, definitely think yeah, I'm gonna put this in the next, but also last sprint. Enjoy it. And we're back. So, yeah, that sprint I read about 50 pages. Read quite a lot in this book. Love in the Afternoon, Lisa Kleypas. It's part of the Halfway series, which is, I was about to say, her only series I haven't read yet. No, she also has the Bow Street Runners, but this is part of the Ravenels, but also the Wallflower universe. Is all her universe together? No, at least those two at least are connected to this book. And I've read the Wallflowers and I read the Ravenels. I haven't read this book. So it's first the Wallflowers and then this and then and then the series and then it's the Ravenels. But yeah, also it's a romance companion series, so it's not like you have to read them in order. But yeah, I did start on Halfway book some years ago, and I DNF'd it, and it wasn't up to it. But this book I'm very much enjoying. It's about a woman who's very much into animals and not into people, and yeah, I like her so much. It's in a way a bit like The Hate You Give, sorry. You Got Mail ish. They've been corresponding, but they don't really quite know each other, or it's hidden identities and whatnot. And yeah, I like it. So yeah, been reading that. But also in the first part of the sprints, my sister phoned. Well, sorry, first my parents phoned, and then my sister. I have several sisters, but yeah, we usually call each other on their birthdays if we're not together. So yeah, and yeah, first my parents called. They were walking in the woods in the mountains, so looked nice. And yeah, they just talked a bit before they wanted to move on. And then I talked to my sister for maybe like 10 minutes, I would say. Yeah, around 10 minutes. So she was at home with her kids and her husband. And her husband thanked for because I gave him a late birthday gift. He had a birthday in May. I gave it now because I just did. And he said thank you. And then my sister's son said thank you for the book. So they were all like a very polite bunch. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, it was nice. And they asked what I've been doing the weekend, and I asked what they have been doing, and yeah, it was nice. Like I talked to them a bit first, and then they had to pull me back because some hullabaloo happened. I think maybe some of the kids fell on a furniture or something. They're young kids. It happens. So then after that, and then in between there, I did the last chatty bits, and then I phoned her back, or she phoned me back, and then we talked some more. And yeah, and then I read, and yeah, and yeah, I also brushed my hair, so that's done. I got my mascara on, so I look better. Earlier this year, I would say earlier today, I was feeling quite tired because I woke up early today, like around 5. I did sleep a bit after that, but not like seriously sleep after really. So yeah, what can you do? I don't know, not that much you can do. So yeah, yeah, I haven't started this one yet, but I do plan to bring it with me because my next plan for today is to go into town to have lunch in a favorite restaurant, a vegan place. So I'm thinking I might bring this book and this book. Yeah, I mean, it's not that heavy. They're both paperbacks. I'm bringing them both and read a bit in them both. And then after that, I plan to see Masters of the Universe again. I saw it some weeks ago, but yeah, I very much enjoyed that movie. It's not an absolute perfection movie, but it's definitely a movie I feel like could be fun to see again. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. And you might ask yourself, who are you gonna meet for lunch? Who are you gonna see your cinema with? I'm gonna spend it with myself. I'm just, yeah. I don't have plans to meet up with anyone. I suppose maybe I'll meet some people randomly in town, but if I don't, I won't. I did ask some people yesterday that I'm going to this place. You can join if you want to. No one responded, so yeah. But also, like, I don't mind being by myself. I'm quite happy with that, really. Like, if you're by yourself, there's no one to argue with. There's no one to come forward. You can just decide you're going to sit for that long. You're going to sit there in that cinema. You're going to do that and that. You don't have to ask anyone. You just do it really. And yeah, I like it. Um, yep, yeah. Yep. Let's see what happened in the chats. I saw quite a lot of things happen, so that was nice. We had Molodov dropping by. Happy birthday. Can't stay. Still trying to get some sleep. Sad that you didn't sleep well. What can you do? Happy birthday, Renee. Hoping you have a wonderful day today. Thank you. Nice one to love. Just popping in to say hi. Happy birthday. Thank you. Chat a bit in 5. Not forgot to go. That's a good thing to forget, isn't it? I mean, I get more eyeballs, but also forgetting to go. That's not, I mean, but also, like you said, you were going to go and sleep. I mean, if you slept bad, you can always just go to bed earlier today or napping. But you don't have to nap now. A bit more, really, if you want to. Of course, up to you. And also, most people seem to be like dropping by and saying hi, but not. I mean, the chat is kind of silent at the moment, so yeah. Um, yeah. Well, that's. Have you had a nice weekend? Except today, I suppose you slept badly. But other than that, how was it? Yeah. I noticed that my batteries are running low. But yeah, I'm just gonna chat a bit more, and then I'm gonna say goodbye. Though, I mean, the train doesn't go until like 20 minutes. Well, 15 minutes. But it's just nice to like yep out until then. Barely slept at all. Oh, uh, I think I kind of know. Moldot, have you said before, do you have insomnia? Or is it like some meds that will make you sleepy or that you can't sleep? Or is it like, is it someone outside, like a neighbor of yours who's gonna, like, who maybe partied a lot last night that made you not sleep? A very productive Saturday by my standards. Today will be all about resting. Sounds nice. I kind of was like maybe rested yesterday also. As well, not that I'm going to be that full productivity today. I mean, my today's plan is lunch and then cinema. Not bad at all. Not huge things at all. And then after that, I'm going to come back here. Uh, yesterday I was actually yesterday I went and bought new shoes and I bought a new kettle. And then I read this book, a new Norwegian comic book. And then I also finished this book. I would say mainly yesterday I was hanging out in sprints, yeah. But I was also listening to this radio show, which once a year they do like 12-hour live or like 12-hour episode. So well 12, 11 hours. It's craziness. But yeah, that's a very fun episode and also radio show. So I always listen to that if I can. So yeah, yeah, I would say yesterday was also a nice day. I was about to say something else. Yeah, I planned actually to maybe see a movie yesterday and then like on DVD, and then I didn't. But yeah, without meds, I have insomnia. I'm on a couple that help a lot. Yesterday, I was too tired to sleep, if it makes sense. And when I eventually nearly dropped off, my insides started complaining. Yeah, that does not sound nice. Sounds boo-hoo. Stupid insides. I mean, healing kitty. It's not cold. I suppose you can't be healing that way, but like a compassion kitty. Yeah, that sounds no fun. Actually, I currently have insomnia with meds. Oh, the joy! So yeah, so you take meds for different stuff that might help for some stuff, but you have insomnia still. Nice. So I actually met someone the other day, actually last week, who said that they had insomnia. Well, sorry, insomnia. They didn't have insomnia. Well, they also have insomnia. Well, they have like bad sleeping routines. but they also said that they would usually they would have like stick pills for allergies, and they would you could either take them in the morning or evening, and they would take them during the evening, and then when they slept, they got nightmares. So that was fun. So they ended up switching and then taking meds in the morning. So I mean that's better. Also like because the allergy meds would made you tired, but also tired, but then you go to sleep and then you have bad dream. You don't want bad dreams, do you? No, you don't. My tummy sounded like Healing Kitty the other day. Oh, ah, interesting. It would be so much worse without. I would be so much worse without. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, even though like sometimes I feel like sometimes I think like okay, medicine's gonna cure everything. It's gonna make everything perfect. And like no, I mean because there's side effects and whatnot, but like still, as you say, it's still gonna better than nothing. So yeah, there's always also that. Nightmares. Yeah. I actually had some nightmares in primary school. I had like some like actually had like one nightmare that kind of I went around like was just shook from like half a year after that after I had it. So it's weird, even though like it wasn't that scary. It was just like this sense of scariness and this atmosphere really. And then once I had like a nightmare that me and a friend of mine was gonna get eaten by cannibals. Just the weirdest stuff really. I I think I had some nightmares actually like 2 or 3 years ago, but I actually haven't had any nightmares in a while now, so happy with that. But I mean, sometimes for me, sometimes it take a bit for me to get to sleep, but mostly it's not that difficult. So yeah, it could definitely be worse. Luckily, I mean you gotta count your blessings. Also, you know what? While you're here a lot, you are gonna see my new shoes that I bought yesterday. So it's kind of fun. I got these yesterday, like good summer shoes that I kind of need because I actually bought some last year that I used some weeks ago, and sadly they're ruined. Well, I suppose they're not ruined, but there's a hole in them, and also they're not that comfortable. So I feel like kind of better to have new ones. So I went and bought these yesterday, and then when I got home, like 5, 10 minutes after I got home, it started raining, like summer storming raining. But it was like summer rain, so like it rained for like maybe 15 minutes and then it stopped. So, but it was kind of fun. Like I bought sandals, and then it rained. But like today it hasn't rained. Like today it's been mostly sunny. Now it's a bit cloudy. I feel like it might be starting to rain tomorrow, like rain a bit tomorrow. But I feel like honestly, I don't really mind if it's one day with sun, one day with rain. I mean, personally, I kind of like that it differs. I mean, some places in the world, like Florida, it's either like 90% of the time, or most days, it's sunny and nice, and then 1 or 2 days there's tornadoes. In Norway, you have warm, yes, but you also have the normal rain. You have the normal kind of cold days. You have the over cloudy days, or the cloudy days. So you have everything, but it's not like it's either very warm or very tornado-y. You can just have like a small wind, really. So yeah, I kind of like that really. I feel like both that we have like cold winters, though depending on where you are in Norway, but still it's cold everywhere in the winter. That kind of makes you appreciate the summer more, yeah. But also, I also kind of say like the first part of winter, it's kind of nice. But I mean, you can sit out inside and just look at the colors outside when it's wintry. You can look at the fall colors and whatnot. I think it's kind of nice. Uh, but yeah, but I also kind of like rain and cold. Like not all the time, but like we have, I like it some of the time really. I like that we have seasons really. So it's nice. I rarely remember my dreams, so I'm not sure if I get them. But didn't you say? Oh no, so you didn't say. It was me talking about my friend. Yeah. Nice. The shoes. Thank you. Lucky, lucky it was after you got in though. Yeah, the rain. Yeah. Because like before the rain started, it was just normal sunny, nice weather. So I was out in my sundress. I didn't have like a jacket on. I didn't have umbrella or anything. So if the rain had come before I come inside, it would have been yeah, kind of dangerous. I did actually go a bit of a trip after the rain had started. I went to the library where I got this book and yeah, one of the books that are over there. And like the library is just like 4 minutes away from me, so it wasn't that really difficult to get there. But then I didn't really bother taking on and now I'm eating my words. I didn't really bother to wear like raining shoes. That's not called raining shoes. I'm blanking out on the name. But yeah, yeah, shoes for rain. I didn't bother to use that. And I mean it was fine because I wasn't that long away. But then when I got into the library, like I almost slipped on the floor because my shoes had gotten a bit wet. So yeah. But yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, I'm thinking I want to say goodbye because yeah, I killed some time and I have just a few minutes until I'm gonna go to train. Even though yeah, I like to be early, so a train isn't going until like 8 minutes, but kind of nice to have some time. Don't have to run. Oh no! Have a good rest of your day. You too, Moldot. Hopefully you can get some good rest, and I'll see you around. Bye.